Good morning. 4:55 a.m. on my way to that favorite destination, the gym. Where else are you going to get your day started off at? In the bed, waking up late, shove a donut in your mouth, rush out the door, hope to not hit rush hour traffic, hope to not run into somebody who's going to piss you off and ruin your day completely. Where else are you going to go? What other time do you want to start your day? I have people ask me all the time, why do I get up so early? I used to answer it. Now I simply just ask them, why do you get up so late? It's all a perspective on how I want to get my day started. Me and my wife were driving down the street last night. She made a late night run with me to Best Buy because, well, I'm a Best Buy addict. I have issues. I need Best Buy counseling. And she says, I'm going to try to get up at 4:30 in the morning and try to make that a habit. I said, well, what if you got up what time I got up? I thought she said she would have a heart attack. She didn't say that, but my response would have been, it only feels like you're going to have a heart attack for the first couple months. And then after that, it becomes somewhat of a peaceful event because you're not bobbing and weaving through traffic. And then by the time you get to your destination, for me, it's the gym. I'm not fighting with 7 other people to get to the same treadmill or stair climber. I got full access and full range to the whole gymnasium because I've chosen to make my life a little less difficult by simply waking up and bearing through the initial stages of being bogged down by thinking that I will die if I have to keep waking up, thinking that I'm going crazy because I'm driving down the street and there's absolutely no traffic on the road. It was a choice that gave me freedom and built a discipline in me unlike anything else. But what I really want to share, I'm sitting there listening to TD Jakes right now, and I'm always listening to something. I'm always preparing myself. I'm always planning to be better. I'm always prepping to be the best me that I can be. And that means I'm constantly pushing my faith to a level of uncomfortableness where I feel that nothing comes against me can harm me. No weapon formed, right? But he said something, and it was a very brief something, and that simply said, how many people go to church out of habit? How many people go to church because it's what they mama did, it's what their grandmother did, it's what they uncles, it's the cousins, it's what their family has done over and over consecutively on Sunday? How many people go to church because they like the choir? How many people go to church because they like the preacher? How many people go to church because they like the girl sitting in the aisle up front to the left with the big old booty? How many people? How many people have completely missed the fact that faith single-handedly will deliver you into a life that you could have never imagined in a million years? It doesn't mean that you're not going to have problems. Listen, I have problems all the time, but I treat my problems like a snack. It's not something to be announced. I don't take a selfie pic every time I grab some peanuts. Now, if I go to a nice restaurant, I got a nice steak on my table, I might hit a picture of it and maybe tag my location of where I'm at. But I'm not going to do that for every snack that I have throughout the day. And that's the same way you have to treat your problems, as if they are like snacks, not to be made a big deal of, but something that just happens. So we go to church for all these different reasons, but for never once considering the fact that going, hearing, implying, doing would for 1 second increase your faith. And by increasing your faith would give you the power and the ability to do and overcome any problem that comes your way. That doesn't mean I didn't wake up and I didn't have a bout of anxiety. But I'll tell you what, the bout of anxiety that I had today was a far cry from the bout of anxiety that I had a couple years ago. The problems that come at me today by far are nothing like how I would have dealt with them a couple years ago. By far. But just to say that it was faith that got me through it, no, it was faith that pushed me in the direction of health. Health that pushed me in the direction of working out. Exercise in the direction that I wanted to become better. Becoming better mean I wanted to have the capacity to take on more. It was a chain effect. It was all perpetuated and moved by faith. All the things that I do right now are simply reflections of my faith moving me in the direction. I was having problems with my clients. I couldn't handle so many transactions at one time. It's because I was getting tired. I didn't mentally have the capacity to handle all these things coming at me. And it was faith that kept leading me along the way. It was faith that kept giving me strength. It was faith that kept showing me my direction. It was faith that said, if you want to be more, you got to do more. If you want to do more, you got to take more action. If you want to take more action, you got to be in better shape. And if you want to be in better shape, you got to watch what you eat. And if you watch what you eat, you got to make sure you work out. If you watch what you work out, it's a never-ending thing. But you got to remember something. For as much as you want it to end, keep something in mind that there's somebody coming behind you who has to pick up those pieces. So at which point do you want to lay down your sword and call it a day? So for all these reasons that people will go to church and people will talk about God, people will read their Bible, how much are you implementing into your faith to say, listen, God, I know for a fact that the only thing stopping the devil from coming and completely disturbing my life is you. And since I know that it's you that is the only factor that's stopping the devil from impeding in my life, but yet I would let fear, I would let anxiety, I would let hate, I would let all these other things that steadily hold me back, I would let them become a part of my day to day. And then I would give them medical terms. I got anxiety. So that means you have a fear of the unknown. Something that's not happened has you in a state of panic. You didn't think I knew that one. I've been there. I have it every day. You can't be an entrepreneur and not have anxiety. But you can live by faith and you can reduce your anxiety a whole lot. A whole lot. A whole lot. The devil don't care about you going to church. He's like, go ahead, go to church. As long as when you have a problem, you don't bring it to God. The devil say, go ahead, read your Bible. As long as when a problem comes your way, you don't stand on the word. The devil says, go ahead, get your family inside the church. As long as Monday through Saturday, you're not talking about your faith. See, you can go anywhere you want. You can do anything you want, but you got to keep something in mind that if you're not implementing a level of faith that says that you can do it, you will do it, and that you were put here for a purpose, then all those things you're doing are in vain. No different than going to the gym and then coming out and going straight for a Big Mac. You just spent an hour in vain. That's what really got me cleaning up my act on my eating. Because I simply said that I'm giving my time, I'm committing myself to something, but yet then I turn back around and I do something that's totally in conflict with what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm sabotaging myself. I'm setting myself back. Right? If the reasons why you're participating in any event throughout the day isn't leading you in the direction of building or designing the type of person that you know you should be, then I'd have you question yourself about why it is that you're actually engaging in that. And that can be anything. That could be the people, the type of business, how you spend each hour of each day that you're awake. If it's not moving you in the direction of your ultimate destiny, then why even bother? Listen, I don't recognize friends from a distance. I don't recognize family because we're blood. I recognize people who want to be around me and in my presence, people that I cherish, people who cherish me. That's what I recognize. I don't recognize that you call yourself a friend because we've had some type of a relationship. I don't recognize you because we share a same bloodline, the same DNA as family. I recognize you as family when you decide that I am somebody who is important in your life and you're important in my life, and we share that equal bond, because I know that there has to be purpose in that, and blood is not enough to be purpose. Blood is just not enough to be purposeful. It's not. But every single day you go through these routines, and I just have you consider for a second, are you going through the routine because it's just what you do, or are you going through the routine because you're trying to build a better you? Think about it.